Good morning out there in YouTube land. Welcome to a beautiful Sunday morning over here. That's why we're upstairs. We're just going to kind of chill this morning. I had a great Saturday, and just kind of hope everybody enjoyed their 4th of July. See if that's going to show up out there. There's my view out there. You're going to see the cats up there. This is the cat perch, and I see you might see some action here, right there. Say hello to Lester. This is the cat's perch. The curtains are usually closed, and if you stick your head in there while they're doing their patrol or watching, they're watching out for the, I guess, to protecting the home, they'll cat chat at you and stuff, chirping everything at you. So yeah, I figured we'll just do this up here. I had a great Saturday. This is actually the best I've felt in a while. And if I was a bit more philosophical, I don't know. I probably would talk a little bit more about what happened yesterday, but it was not that big a deal. Yesterday, in a place called Bluewell, West Virginia, that I think is a little over, I don't know, 40 minutes from here, there is a store called Spookables. Spookables is owned by a guy named Jason Scott. We actually went and watched the B-52s back in like 2018, and I got the drumstick from Freddie, who was playing his cowbell, and reached it down to me. It kind of blows my mind how long I've known him, but we haven't really hung out that long. But anyway, his store is a place where it's 99% secondhand stuff. It's records, CDs, comic books, movies, action figures. There have been people who have traveled hours just to come go to it, but it's Spookables, Bluewell, Virginia, West Virginia, Bluewell, West Virginia. Look it up on Facebook. I think it's got an Instagram or something. But the whole point is for the July 4th weekend that's going on, they had Bluewell was having like a mosh of the day or something, right? Of all things, right? They had down the street from Spookables, they had this place that was having an indoor flea market. People also set up in the parking lot, but they were having I don't want to call them metal bands. So they sounded heavier or whatever the genre was. But anyway, they had a bunch of those coming out. So he decided to make it into part of the festival of the day, and he invited 4 or 5 of us to come sell stuff in front of his store for free. So I got to get a box or two of comics I've been purging. I was able to get rid of the rest of my VHS tapes, my old Walkman, a bunch of Batman figures and things like that. And of course, remember, it was like yard sale prices, flea market prices, and it ended up making $64. But that's not the great thing that happened of the day. We have new comics to talk about, by the way. But also, what happened there was 4 or 5 people. I knew one, but it was so wild because it's like I could look around at the people that I was sharing the spot with, that space with, to sell our things. There's like about 4 or 5 of us under 2 canopies. I took an extra canopy if we needed it. We were set up in the parking lot, and there's like this young kid, and then there's this guy who probably looked like he was like a late 20s. And then out of the blue, there was a guy that I went to high school with pop up. I really never really talked to him or anything like that. But we started talking. Then he went to his car, brought out his 19, I think it was 87 yearbook, annual school yearbook when we were in 8th grade. And I actually got a picture of me because apparently I cut off my first mullet before I started growing the second mullet. So in there, and was reminiscing and stuff. And it was like, these are the stages of my life. And for somebody in their early 50s, and a lot of you guys have gone from my late 30s to my early 50s with me here on YouTube and stuff like that. I'm definitely in a good place. I'm like, it was like I turned into the old man telling stories there at the beginning of the morning because it was really slow. And I told one story that I got some closure with that I'll never tell again because getting to say it out loud to talking to people, it was stupid. I should have known. And then the rest of the day was actually fantastic. Ended up the thing was supposed to run from 9 o'clock till I think 2. I ended up staying till 3:30 because the first 2 3 hours we might have had maybe 1 or 2 people show up, and then all of a sudden it just like blew up after about 12:30 or 1. And then when I started packing my everybody else packed or in the process of packing and getting out of there. And where I was talking to that guy that I knew in high school, went to high school with, I can't say I really know him. That all of a sudden I had all these people coming up, and that's where I made most of my money. I was the last one standing and packing up. Everybody was rushing ahead, right? So that's just a great day to spend a day. Of course, we were under a canopy. It was still hot. Came home, had something to eat, and ended up taking a nap because I'm an old man. And I don't know, man. It was just so. I don't know. I just came home and it was very peaceful. I just had a really good time talking about comics, hanging out by the street, watching the traffic, and then seeing things that were going on and getting rid of some junk. Definitely sold over half my stuff. The packing up and the bringing of the stuff into the house was nothing. I mean, it was, compared to loading it up the night before with my tables and stuff, right? And for anybody that's subscribed or were paying attention yesterday, I tried to do a live stream there, but it just wasn't working. Probably a little bit deeper into West Virginia than I care to be. And apparently Spookables, Jason, he did a live stream, but said his was real choppy to try to get people out there, but he got the point across. So there were issues. There was issues, with everybody's service up there. They have a flea market on 52. That's why they call it 52 Flea Market. If you're into the streets and the interstates and things like that, it also leads to a little state park there that's got a little lake and an abandoned cabin in the middle of it. I've hiked it quite a few times. It's actually on both sides uphill. All right, we got people coming in. John is here. Good morning, guys. Be like John. Make sure you thumb it up. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you'll know when I'm doing YouTube live, if I'm actually going to upload a video, or if I'm using StreamYard. And then we have Afro here. Greetings from London, England. That is fantastic. 1:42 in the PM there, and it's a rainy Sunday afternoon. Hi to everyone in the chat. This is Sunday and Chill. I should have called it Rainy Sunday, but as I shown out here, guys, for you guys showing up, it's a beautiful Sunday morning here. Yeah. So that's the view. That's the cat perch. The cats are not there. They were there just a minute ago. But usually